I'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth here at Darker Than Blue with the one and only Casey Jenkins. How are you, Chef?
I'm doing well, Donnie. How's everything going today, brother?
About a week ago, we were in this very same location, and there was a photographer out here. Doug Gansler was here.
Yeah, it was rather surprising when I walked up to him and asked him.
Well, let's give the backdrop. We had Doug Gansler here.
We're here with Doug Gansler. Doug gave us a call and said, would we host a symposium roundtable, if you will, on recension and ex-felons and them coming back into the community and trying to find productive ways for us to help them, pretty much come back into the community, into the workforce, and it was great. It was a great.
Well, let me ask you, when he asked you about the ex-offender piece here at Darker Than Blue on Green Mountain Avenue, what were your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts were it would be a phenomenal program. I want to see people being more proactive rather than reactive. We need to find a way to help these ex-offenders perpetuate growth in their lives so they become more productive members of our community. So when he called me and asked me, would we do something about that? What were some of my thoughts? We had a long conversation, and I appreciated it.
Why?
The reason I appreciated it was because it seemed as if somebody in Maryland government was now taking a proactive approach on building our communities and taking an interest in real concerns in the African American community. And I was completely enthralled in the conversation that we had. I mean, Doug Gansler, he's doing a phenomenal job with really making a difference and changing Baltimore. Let
me say this. You're a black man in this country, the most incarcerating nation on earth that incarcerates 25% of the world's inmates, 44% of whom look like you and I. What do you think of that statistic?
Well, you know what's funny about that? Everyone's starting to take a look at this except our governor and lieutenant governor. People are starting, Eric Holder, they're taking a look at the criminal justice system because we are the single largest country to incarcerate people, and well over half of those being African Americans in the United States. That's problematic to me, being an African American man with a son.
Why is it problematic?
The reason it's problematic is because these people are leaving our community and they're coming back to our community. They've had small problems, and for them to get a life sentence, why is there a difference, a huge disparity between crack cocaine and cocaine? Is it because more African Americans are either using or dealing? So
is it more blacks using and dealing? I mean, we're only 13% of the population.
Well,
I don't see how we could be the majority users or dealers.
Well, I can only go by what I see in my community, by the lack of proactive response towards education, which is going to lead to drug use. When you're talking about how we feel as if we're in a police state by the way we're policed in our communities,
you had mentioned the current administration. Well, when this current governor was mayor, a lot of people don't want to talk about this, but illegal arrests. Jill Carter, delegate, she got a lot of disdain from our state government because she was making noise about the illegal arrests.
You know what I find interesting?
And there were black people getting locked up.
I personally don't know why we support Governor O'Malley as African Americans. When I was at the Anthony Brown rally a few months back, and I saw all those African Americans on that stage supporting Governor O'Malley, here's a man that refuses to fund HBCUs but will turn around and give $300,000 out of the governor's discretionary fund so Towson University could have its baseball team, but isn't looking for funding for HBCUs. I mean, come on, seriously? And then we have a lieutenant governor that's not holding our governor's feet to the fire. We have a man that's governor that they're talking about. That's on the short list for, is it the National Security Advisor?
How about President of the United States?
President. But yet and still, during his administration, we had the highest crime in Baltimore. come on, man, what's our problem here? This is a problem. Governor O'Malley's been a problem, and I think Lieutenant Governor Brown would be a problem too if he's voted governor.
So we're having an ex-offender meeting here at Darker Than Blue a week ago, and you come outside, and to your chagrin, you see what?
You know, it was funny. I walked outside, and I saw somebody videotaping. Initially, I thought it was somebody from one of the television stations.
And let's get this right. We're here on Green Manor Avenue in the 3000 block, and the photographer was just down the road.
Right down here. He was right down here. And what I found interesting, so I walked up and asked who he was with. He told us he was with the Anthony Brown camp. So I'm like,
well, he could have been a plan. He could have been with anybody.
well, I'm just telling you what he told me. I'm a layman. I'm just telling you what he told me, folks. And so when he said that, well, why are you?
And you're not lying. This is no BS. You're telling the honest goodness
truth. No, I'm
truth.
telling you the truth.
Okay.
I'm like, well, what's the problem? Why don't you come in? Hey, I told him I know Quincy. I've met the lieutenant governor.
Quincy,
come on
who?
in.
Who's Quincy?
What's Quincy's last name? Gamble. Oh my goodness.
Okay, well let's stay on point.
Yeah, let's stay on point. We won't get on Quincy. But and he said he knew them, of course. And well, my next response was, well, why don't you come on in? But no, what he did was he was out here taking pictures of the people going in and out of the Gansler event and taking pictures.
Is that
of the
voter
license plate.
intimidation?
I think it is. I think it is. From my standpoint, I think it is. Why would the lieutenant governor who's running for governor have a man out here taking pictures and video of license plates and people that are exiting someone who's running for governor? I don't know. It sounds a little fishy to me.
Good deal. Keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.
Thank you, Donnie.